But anyway, I want to share a little something with you. And we draw this from Mary Longley's teachings and illustrations as they emanate from the spirit world. And this was published in 1908. And this is, I like to draw from those books that are based on spirit teachings. And this is one of those. And they share that the soul appears in the form of light, a flame, brilliant and beautiful, emanating. And the great source of life is this emanating light, illuminating all. And humankind is the offspring of this light, suggesting humankind is composed of light. And the interesting thing about this, and this all seems familiar, so I may have shared it with you once before, but I like to read bits and pieces here, especially when something that I'm reading references something else. And sometimes I will check it out. And this is one of those instances, because from a theoretical perspective, the concept of the universe being formed of light, and that from this process, from the idea of the universe being formed of light, suggests that matter is a type of hologram. And for those of you who are fans of The Next Generation, that's the idea, interference patterns. And I read about this in DeBasey's, one of DeBasey's papers, and in PMH Atwater's Future Memory. And they pose this idea. In fact, in Atwater's book, she uses the term crystallized light, that we are crystallized light, which kind of reinforces the idea of holograms, which would imply that we have light and then we have these gravity wells. And I think it is in Atwater's book, again, where there is the suggestion that matter is taken in through black holes, which is a gravity well, and then pushed out of, I don't know if it's quasars or pulsars, but matter, light is pushed out of those. And it's a continuous process. And again, a gravity well. And it's like the principle of attraction. One aspect is drawing in, and the other aspect is pushing away. And they present the idea that this is the most natural phenomena. Energy being taken in and spewed out in a different location. When you look at the Earth, the magnetic field, it's like a donut. It comes in, out. It's like breathing. And they also share that this great potency of all light contains all intelligence and activity. And oh yes, see, I have it in my notes here. A theory suggests this type of quantum entanglement suggested by DeBasey. So I love it when science can tie up a loose end way in the past. So any thoughts or comments or even questions?
It's just real interesting that reading happened, because during the song I had a vision of, I guess the closest I can come to would be an aurora borealis, but it was all shades of gold. And I'm thinking, how pretty. I've never seen that before with that song, but there's something about music and certain notes and whatever that I just vibrate to. And with that vision, and then you talk about the light emanation, it's like, oh wow.
They've done studies with music, And certain types of music create a resonant harmony, and other types of music create a dissonant discordance. Of course, we like to say rock and roll creates that dissonant discordance, but it's not necessarily that. It's that type of music that has these strange beats to them. And essentially what it comes down to is those types of music that do not resonate with us, have that discordant beat that just doesn't work with us, whereas, most of us are into the classical rock. I mean, we're all still listening to that. I know I am. And we find that soothing in everything. And I'm stretching this on far too long, but I want to thank you for your comment there. And I want to thank you for allowing me to share this with you. And as we move into the healing portion of our class,